Thank you very much. I have a feeling that is a lot of young energy within this beautiful building or this beautiful environment. That's why I expected more energy into replying. And I still believe that as time goes on, we're going to be enjoying this ceremony more and more and more. But once again, I would like to share with you the agenda of today. Without further ado, allow me to share with you what we are going to be having today. Of course, we had the registration of participants. Right after that, we are going to be having the most amazing competition in the whole world, which is going to be the quiz competition by the top teams. We're going to be hearing a success story on the challenge, and this is going to be done by one of the winners of the challenge previously. We're going to be having, by video, the journey to the 2019 Capital Market University Challenge Finals, and this is going to be done by CMA. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be having on your agenda right there, you're going to be having a guest speaker. But we've had a little bit of a change of the agenda, so we might not be having that again. But after that being crossed out, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be having the remarks by Institute of Public Accountants of Rwanda, ICPA, and this is going to be done by Mr. Amin Miramago, the CEO of ICPA. We're going to be having remarks by Rwanda Stock Exchange, RSE, and this, of course, is going to be done by Mr. Celestine Wabkumba, the CEO of our amazing Rwanda Stock Exchange. Of course, we're going to be having the awarding ceremony and recognition of our partners. This is going to be done by our beautiful officials. Remarks by Capital Market Authority, CMA, and this is going to be done by our Executive Director at CMA, Mr. Eric Bundugu. Keynote address of today is going to be shared with us by Dr. Emmanuel Muvunyi, the Executive Director of Higher Education Council, HEC. Ladies and gentlemen, after that, we're going to be having another amazing moment of a group photo. And of course, not forgetting another amazing moment of the dinner that we're going to be having today on the Capital Markets University Challenge awarding ceremony. Now, without further ado, allow me to start our program of today. Our beautiful guests. Today, we are going to be awarding the top 3 winners in the University Challenge. But we cannot award them if we don't know that out of the 6 teams, who are the best 3. Right about now, we're going to be starting the University Challenge of the top 6 teams from all the provinces of the country. We have the Kings of the South, the Kings of the North, the Kings of the West, the Kings of the East, and of course the Kings of Capital Market in Kigali. Now, right about now, I'm going to share with you these teams. And I would like to call upon the audience to give you a hand of applause because it's been a long journey to get to such an exciting moment on these semi-finals and finals of today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the brains. And the brains stand up so that the people get to know where you are right now. The brains stand up. Those are the queens of the East. Give them once again a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And now, without further ado, I would like to share with you the kings of the South. And this is the victorious tribe. Give them a hand of applause as once again as they stand up, as they wave to you. Those are the best from the South. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please don't get tired. I would like you to once again give them a hand of applause. The Brossoms from the North. Yes, those are the queens from the North. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to once again welcome a very big hand of applause to the Dove from the West. Dove, give them a hand of applause, please. And now, I would like to once again call upon your hand of applause to the Talented from Kigali province. And because it's a Kigali province, we always been having a very big battle between a number of big teams and a number of many teams. Ladies and gentlemen, we pick 2 teams every year from Kigali province, from a variety of universities. Now, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Samuel from Kigali as well. Those are the 6 teams. Now, I'd like to welcome all of them to the front, on the front carpet. 6 teams. Come on the front carpet so that people get to see you. As young people, please, do it energetically and moving. So right there. Right here. Just simple here. Face the audience. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give them a hand of applause. It is not simple. It's been a long journey, and I will share with you how the journey has been throughout all the different teams that we had in the competition. Now, I'd like the captains to take a small foot forward from the team. Captains, please. So I'm anticipating to have six people. Nice. Now, always in the Capital Markets University Challenge, it's the most fair game, it's the most fair competition you've ever heard of. Now, right about now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be having the ballot of who is playing first and who is playing who. And after that, I will share with you the rules of the game. It is as fair as always, ladies and gentlemen. Now, to you captains, these are your 6 ballots. Pick up 1 ballot. Number 1 is going to be versing number 1, 2 is versing number 2, 3 is versing number 3, and definitely the 1s are going first, and the 2s are going 2, and 3s are going 3rd. Please go to the judges, register who is versing who. And now give them a hand of applause once again as they're going back to their seats, ladies and gentlemen. Captains, go to the judges to register who is versing who. As they are registering, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to share with you how this is all being done. There are always going to be 2 teams competing. We're going to be having open-ended questions, and we're going to be having optional questions. Every teammate is allowed to answer whenever it's an open-ended question. Every teammate should grab a microphone and talk to the judges and the audience. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's always going to add them more points if the team pretty much talks about the same things. If the team is talking about the same things, the judges are always going to be listening. So teamwork is very important in every team. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I would like to remind you that today is the Capital Markets University Challenge. And on our social media, we're having a social media challenge as well. Our social media challenge is only when you tweet a hashtag UniChallenge 2019. U, capital U, hashtag UniChallenge 2019. The persona with the biggest number of tweets of today takes the award of the best in the social media challenge. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to share with you that, dear judges, the captains are done. Thank you very much. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome the captains to go back to their seats with their teams. Thank you very much, captains and your teammates. Who is versing who? All right, ladies and gentlemen, after that ballot, just to make sure that everyone knows that this is the most fair game, the most fair challenge, the most fair competition ever in the whole world, we've just been on camera showing you all the ballots. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's how it went. The victorious, the number ones, Victorious Club is going to be versing the Blossoms. Give them a hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That's not simple. Once again, we're going to be having the Brains. But you hear the names. My friend, it's not simple. The Brains are going to be versing Samuel 7. Give them a hand of applause also. Now, ladies and gentlemen, also we're going to be having Dav versing the Talented. You hear the names. Give them a hand of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, right about now we're going to be having Victorious Club and the Blossoms on stage. As they're coming, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together so that the nerves get to be in the same position. It's not easy. All right. Now, this is when it gets more tougher. And even me, myself, the host, I start feeling some energy coming up within me. Now, rules of the game to share with the audience. Always the questions are going to be projected. The two teams are going to be receiving 4 questions. 3 open-ended questions, 3 optional questions, and 1 open-ended question. And then every question they answer earns them marks. Unless there is a repetition on that question, this is when the team picks another ballot. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to start right away. If my judges are ready, I'll definitely take on. Nice. And the projection is ready, I'll take on. Okay. The projector is ready and the projector is ready and the judges are also ready. And I believe that also the audience is ready. But the rules of the game to the audience is, to you the audience, please listen very well. When the challenge is on, you can only and only look at the challenging teams on the podium. You're not allowed to say anything. You're not allowed to sign anything. We want this game to be as fair as it is. That's why we are projecting. And to the protocol, they're going to be watching you. If you hear you say anything, if we hear you say anything, you will be slowly taken out of this audience. Because we want this game to be as fair as it's always been. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it is the Capital Markets University Challenge, the 2019 edition, that is being put together by Capital Markets Authority. Give them a hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Capital Markets Authority that puts this together with the Rwanda Stock Exchange. Give them a hand of applause. With our very good partners of ICPA, ladies and gentlemen, give them a hand of applause. And of course, the world's biggest young people's organization, the ISEC in Rwanda. Give them a hand of applause once again, ladies and gentlemen. Now, without further ado, allow me to take on the challenge. Test your microphone, it's working. It is working. And what's the name of your team?
We are victorious.
You are the victorious. Check your microphone if it's working. Okay. I'll help. Now, what's the name of your team? Use your microphone so that people know it's working.
Blossoms.
The Blossoms. Now, on projection, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we're going to be projecting the question that side, and we're going to be having 2 minutes per question. It's also part of the challenge that our teams are timed. It's also part of the challenge that they listen very well. Listening is part of the challenge. Today, we are not repeating to you, the contestants, we are not repeating any question. If the question is being aired out, you have to listen, okay? We're not repeating any question on the semi-finals and finals. Now, without further ado, dear captains, the 2 baskets show you that the one with the blue and white is the optional challenge that you're going to be doing as a litmus challenge. And the one with the red CMA flag, it's going to be specifically the open-ended questions. You pick one from here, and you pick 3 from here. Okay? Now, captains, you can now pick up your questions. Captains? It is as fair as always. It is the Capital Markets University Challenge 2019 6th edition being put together with Capital Markets Authority, Rwanda Stock Exchange, very good friends of ICPA, and definitely the ISEC in Rwanda. Now, these ones you take to your desk. Make sure you differentiate between open-ended and the optional questions. Nice. You take them that side to your desk. You will just tell me which question to which question. Now, ladies and gentlemen, right about now we're going to be starting. But before we start, would like to share with you who are our judges. And once again, I would like to welcome a very big hand of applause to our judges, and I'll tell you where they come from. Give them a hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Now, they come from our very good friends and partners of ICPA. Judge Ambrose Nzamalu, if you stand up, we give you a hand of applause, Mr. Ambrose. Thank you very much. And we are having Mr. Moses Asimwe. Give them a hand of applause also, ladies and gentlemen. And then we have Mr. Regis Uramutse Ndahimana. Give him a hand of applause. Now, without further ado, it's right now that we start the challenge. Victorious.
Yes.
What is your open-ended question?
Our open-ended question is 19.
19.
Yes.
Question number 19, dear judges. And the question is, take a deep breath. Explain how returns on treasury bills are paid.
The returns on treasury bills are paid mostly semi-annually in form of interest. But for many countries, they use quarterly. They use semi-annually, as I have said. Again, they paid to the holder of the treasury. Thanks.
All right, and then your fellow?
The treasury bills are provided by the government. Then the returns, because the treasury bills are short term, they don't have interest rate. They charge like discounter to the par because it's zero coupon bond. Other things, the treasury bills are used for investor to invest some in short term because they earn profit or repayment debt shortly. Thanks.
All right, thank you very much for also keeping time. Now, to you, the Brassoms.
22.
I would like to know, what's your number? 22. Judges, the number is 22, and the question is, why would you encourage your classmates to invest in RNIT? Give at least 3 reasons.
Thank you. The reason I would encourage my classmates to invest through the RNIT is that the RNIT The first reason is that RNIT helps even those who have a little fund to invest through the capital market. I would also encourage my classmates to invest through the RNIT because it's a way of helping the country, our country to get the fund needed for the development or for the infrastructure development and others. So investing through the RNIT will help many people to put together their little fund in order to generate a bigger one that will be used for by the government or other institutions for the development projects. The third reason is that investing through the RNIT
Thank you. As my colleague has said, investing in the RNIT, I would encourage them to invest in RNIT because it is the only fund in Rwanda that an individual with a small amount of money can invest in. And the second one is, as she said, in helping the country in country development, infrastructures, building schools, and other things. And the third thing is that RNIT is a fund to help the country.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Capital Markets University Challenge, the 2019 edition, and we are right here at the awarding ceremony in Serena Hotel. Now, that is open-ended questions. What is your first question, the victorious, on the Elite Mate Challenge questions?
7.
Question?
7.
Question 7.
Excuse me, can you give us all the 3 questions, please, at once?
Number 7, number 14, and number 4.
7, 14, and 4. And what are your questions?
Number 1,
Number 1,
number 6,
number 6,
and number 10.
and number 10. Nice. Now, without further ado, would like to start with your first question. What's the number? 7. And the question is, in this Elite Mate Challenge, the question that goes to you, victorious, is what is the term used to refer to the price of an option in derivatives market? Audience?
The price of an option is premium.
Correct answer.
Correct it is, and that goes to the next team, and the next team is the Bressons. What's your first question? Question number 1. Name the type of short-term negotiable instrument that can be issued by I&M Rwanda Bank.
municipal bond.
Wrong answer.
Wrong it is, ladies and gentlemen, and that takes us to the next question. What is your next question? 14. And the question is, bondholders have more voting rights than ordinary shareholders in annual general meetings. A, true. B, false. What is the answer?
The answer is B.
Correct answer.
Correct it is, ladies and gentlemen. That takes us to the next question. What is your question? Question number 6.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Can we try to maintain silence, please? Especially from the audience.
The audience. And I think the protocol is watching. We don't want such a beautiful event to take you out, really. Please maintain silence when it's on a litmus challenge. We want the game to be as fair as it is. Question 6. The largest securities exchange in Africa is A, GSE, B, EGX, C, JSE, D, NSE. What is the answer?
D. D.
Wrong answer.
Wrong it is, and that takes us to the next question. What's your last question? Question 4. What is the term used to refer to a bond issued by an overseas entity into a domestic market and denominated in the domestic currency?
It is foreign bond.
Correct.
Correct it is, and that takes us to the last question that side. What is your last number? 10. 10 it is. What was the size of the BK Group PLC's right issue?
B plus. B plus. B plus.
Wrong answer.
Wrong answer it is, ladies and gentlemen, and that brings us to the end of the first session of the semi-finals right here at the Capital Markets University Challenge awarding ceremony. Please give them a round of applause that they have some hugs and bizoos. Please have some hugs and bizoos as a fair play. It is not simple, guys. It is not as simple as you think it would be. The nerves tend to change when you get to this podium. Now, right about now, we're going to be having the number twos. You know yourselves. Just come to the stage. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, as they're coming. It is not as simple. I've been part of this challenge since it started. Who knows when it started? Audience, who knows when the first edition of the Capital Markets University Challenge started? Huh? Don't give me the answers, it's part of the challenge. All right. Without further ado, if my judges are ready, and if my projection is ready, we will take on this challenge. Projection is ready? Nice. Dear captains, grab your microphones and test if they are working. Is your microphone working? What's the name of your team?
Samayo.
Samayo 7. And what's the name of your team?
The brains.
The Brains. Now, ladies and gentlemen, right about now we're going to be having Samayo from Kigali versus the Brains from the East. Give them a round of applause. Not simple. It's been a long journey. Now, right about now, dear captains, pick up your ballots. 1 from the red basket and 3 from the blue and white. Make sure you separate them. It is a challenge. It is the Capital Markets University Challenge, the awarding ceremony right here with me, the host, Mr. Rogers. Take a deep breath, dear audience. Please, when it comes to the Elite Mate Challenge, we are still humbly requesting you to let the game be fair. Please don't talk. It shifts the nerves of the contestants. Okay? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Capital Markets University Challenge 2019 edition being put together with the Capital Markets Authority, Rwanda Stock Exchange, our very good partners of ICPA, and definitely ISEC in Rwanda. Now, without further ado, dear Captain, how are you feeling?
Good.
I'm feeling great. And Captain, how are you feeling? You nervous?
Not really.
No, are you nervous? All right, we're taking on the open-ended challenge questions. What is your number,
12.
Samayo?
12.
12? Nice. Dear judges, if everything is ready, I'll take on the challenge number 12 on open-ended. Take a deep breath. Explain what net interest is and calculate the net interest to be received by Mr. Kamari after a 1 year. The judges will give you estimates.
So the following also additional information for you to consider. Apologies that it wasn't added. In addition to that question, Mr. Kamari is entitled to 10% gross interest, 10% gross interest on 1,000 francs deposited on Bank A for a year. There is a withholding tax of 10%, which is applicable on the interest. That is the additional information to that question.
Nice. First of all, explain what net interest is, and you will do the calculation.
Net interest is principal times rate times time.
So when you go into calculations, we have to take the principal he had, multiply it by the rate, 10% times the 1 year. So that's the interest rate.
All right. Does your fellow has to say something else? He's already dead. All right. Now to you. The brains. What is your number of the open-ended questions?
24. 24.
2-4. Dear judges, if my projection is ready, I will definitely take on question number 24. And question number 24 is of the open-ended question challenge. When shares of a closed-ended investment company are said to be trading at discount, what does this mean?
When shares of a closed-ended investment company are said to be trading at a discount, it means that the value of the face value is reduced.
Thank you. As my colleague has been saying, when they say shares of a closed-ended investment company are said to be trading at a certain discount, it means that the certain share has to be reduced at some amount, at some value. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the open-ended challenge. But now we are going to be taking on the litmus challenge. Now, what is your first question, the second and the third to the judges that will be recording?
24, 36.
2-4. Hold on. 2-4. And?
36.
36. 36.
And 38.
Hmm?
38.
38. And what are your questions?
31.
31.
43.
43.
48.
48. Nice. Now, right about now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking on the litmus challenge at the awarding ceremony of the Capital Markets University Challenge, the 2019 edition. Take a deep breath. To you, Samayo, what is your first question?
24.
2-4. And the question is, the rate of return on a bond held to maturity is referred to as what?
The bond rate.
Wrong answer.
Wrong it is, and that takes us to the next question from the brains.
31.
2-1. 3-1. 3-1 is interest earned on reinvested interest is referred to as what?
Dividend.
Wrong answer.
Wrong it is, and that takes us to the next question. And what's your question, Semi? 2-6? 3-6. 3-6 is. When a financial crisis in one country or region is transmitted to other regions or countries, this is known as what?
International crisis.
Wrong answer.
Wrong it is, and that takes us to the next question, that side.
4-8.
4-8. 4-8 is. What is ICPA in 4?
Institute of Certified Public Accountants, Rwanda.
Correct. Correct it is, and that takes us to the next question. This side.
3-8.
3-8. Three-eight is. In a year, how many times does the RNIT Iterambere Fund repurchase its units?
Times a year.
Wrong answer.
Wrong it is, and that brings us to the last question on this side.
4-3.
4-3. And the question is, assuming the dividend is not raised or lowered, the yield will fall when the price of the stock falls. and it will rise when the price of the stock rises? A, true. B, false.
A.
Wrong answer.
Wrong it is, ladies and gentlemen, and that brings us to the end of this session. Please have some fair play, some hugs, and bizus. Give them a hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It is not simple, my friend. There's when you even know the answers, and now you get to the podium, and the nerves are turned around, and you can't answer anymore. Now, to the number threes, don't wait for me to call you upon. Please just come up. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a hand of applause as they come in. Some energy in the house. Yes, it is the Capital Market University Challenge, the 2019 edition. We're right here at the awarding ceremony. But to remind you, we are on Twitter. We are on the social media challenge. It is just your message you're sharing on social media with the UniChallenge hashtag. Hashtag UCapital UniChallenge 2019. Now, without further ado, dear captains, test your microphones. Is it working?
It's working.
It's working. Is it working?
Yes.
Nice. That is amazing. So, captains, are you nervous? Are you taking a deep breath? Nice. Are you taking a deep breath? Are you nervous? Oh my God. All right, ladies and gentlemen, right about now, we're going to be taking on the Elite Mate Challenge of this Capital Market University Challenge 2019 edition. Now, dear captains, 1 question on the red box and 3 questions on the blue and white. It is right here that everyone experiences the most fair game, the most fair challenge, the most fair competition ever that you've ever heard of. That's why we have the ballot, so that you don't get to be like, the judges gave me the worst questions. Or maybe CMA gave you the worst questions. So you pick yourself. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to know, what is your number on the open-ended Elite Mate Challenge?
2.
Question number 2. Take a deep breath. Is it possible for the city of Kigali to issue a green bond? Explain your answer and give an example of what the city of Kigali can finance with the proceeds of a green bond.
Okay, thank you. I think the grid bond, it's a bond. How can the foreigners of country outside the country can buy a bond in other country? Thank you.
And your fellow?
I think it is possible for the city to issue green bond. For example, in our city, Kigali, we need to have more things or more projects. So I think that green bonds can be used in investment for new projects. That's all.
Thank you very much, and I would like to hear from you. What is your number?
7.
Question number 7. And if my judges are ready, I would definitely take on question 7 on the open-ended questions. In capital market, what do you understand by bull and bear market?
Thank you. In capital market, when we say bull market, is when the price of stock are rising, so that if the price of stock are rising, people wish to sell those stocks so that they can get return from that. And let my fellow talk about the bear market.
In capital market, when they say bear market, it is the capital market where the prices of securities are going down.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the open-ended challenge. Now we're taking on the litmus challenge. What are your questions so that the judges recalled?
Your questions?
2, 3.
2, 3.
4, 9.
4, 9.
4, 4.
4, 4. And to you, the talented?
9.
9.
1, 9.
1, 9.
2, 5.
2, 5. Thank you very much. That brings us right now to the litmus challenge. Now, right about now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to hear the number that Dav is taking. Dav, what's your first number?
23.
2, 3. And the question is, the maximum number of shares that can be traded on the RSE in a single transaction is A, 100 shares, B, 1,000 shares, C, 1 million shares, D, none of the above. What is the answer?
D.
Correct. Correct it is, ladies and gentlemen. And that takes us to the other team as well. What is your first number?
9.
9. And the question is, what is the issuer of the first corporate bond issued in the Rwandan capital market?
I&M.
Correct.
Correct it is, ladies and gentlemen, and that takes us to the next question. What is your next question?
4-4.
4-4. And the question is, the possibility that an event at the company level could trigger severe instability or collapse an entire industry or economy is termed as what?
The answer is treasury bonds.
Wrong answer.
Wrong it is, ladies and gentlemen, and that takes us to the next team. What is your next number?
19.
19. 19 is, if my judges are ready, what is the value added tax applicable to the sale of listed securities?
They are exempt.
Correct.
Correct it is, ladies and gentlemen, and that takes us to the next question. What is your next question?
49.
4-1?
49.
4-9. 4-9 it is, and then my judges, I'll definitely take it on if we are ready. 4-9 is, the Institute of Public Accountants of Rwanda, ICPA, conducts its exams on a quarterly basis. A, true. B, false. What is the answer?
The answer is B.
Correct.
Correct it is, and that takes us to the last question from this side. What is your question?
2-5.
2-5. Take a deep breath. A securities trading method that allows a trader to borrow securities from others and sell them at market price with the belief that the security price will decline is called what?
Arbitrage.
Wrong answer.
Wrong it is, ladies and gentlemen, and that brings us to the end of this session. Please have some hugs and bizoos as a fair play. It is the Capital Markets University Challenge 2019 6th edition. Please give them a hand of applause. It's not simple, my friend. It is not simple. It is not simple, but reminding you that it's the Capital Markets University Challenge being put together by the Capital Markets Authority. Take a deep breath. Rwanda Stock Exchange. Our very good friends and partners of ICPA. And definitely the ISEC in Rwanda. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, allow me to wait on a few minutes from the judges to give us who is who. We're taking on the top 4 teams to have our semifinals to the finals, and we are done with today's top best 3 teams that are going to be awarded today. Now, DJ, you are welcome to give us some soft music as we are taking on the next session. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. A very big round of applause to me as your host. Thank you very much.
Got my coins like Mario. Yeah, they call me Cardi B. I run this shit like cardio. I'm the district in the chain.
Who are the top 4? Put your hands together for the number 1. They come from a very beautiful university. And they are very tall. They are tall also on points. Put your hands together for the brains as the number 4s. Put your hands together for the brains as the number 4s. And the number 3s are the dove. Give them a hand of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 2s are the talented. Give them also a hand of applause. And the number 1s are the victorious club. Give them a hand of applause. Now to you, the captains of all these 4 teams, please come forward. As we fairly do always, if you judges allow me, I'll take the ballots. Okay? Where is the number 4 captain? The dove. Where the dove? Oh my God. Captain. Okay. And here are your ballots. Only pick one. Number 1s are going first, the number 2s are going next for the semi-finals. Give them to the judges. All right, ladies and gentlemen, right about now, we're going to be having the talented versus Dove. Give them a hand of applause as they're coming, ladies and gentlemen. It has not been a simple journey. From the east to the west, to the north, to the south, to the central, Kigali City, it's not been very simple. But would like to know who are the top 3 teams of today that are going to be awarded in the Capital Markets University Challenge awarding ceremony of today. Now, without further ado, the rules of the game are changing. Take a deep breath. It's only going to be 1 minute. And I think my man on the projector is ready. It's going to be a 1 minute. 2, it's 2 questions, open-ended, 1 optional. It's more tougher. You lose it or you gain it. It's a bear or a bull. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without taking further ado, I would like the captains to pick up their ballots. Dear captains, it's only 1-on-1. Nice. Nice. Now to you, the Dove.
Yeah.
What is your number of the open-ended question?
1-1. 1-1. 11.
1-1. 11 is, if my judges allow me, I'll definitely take it on. Explain what an hybrid instrument means and give an example. Explain what an hybrid instrument means and give an example.
A hybrid instrument is that one, I can say, is a security used in the capital market, buying buying shares or bond. Example for hybrid, I can say that one for bonds.
Okay, and your fellow?
Okay, thank you. I think the hybrid.
The time is up. Thank you very much, dear judges. We are on to the other team.
2-3.
2-3. And the question is, how is a merger different from a takeover? And give an example for each.
Merger is when...
Use your microphone very well so that the judges get to hear you very well.
Merger is when two companies combine the activity together so that they can form one entity.
And takeover, it is when the two companies who are on different capacity, one with big capacity acquire the weak company. For example, Atrasmal has acquired the BPL. I can say that is an example of takeover. And for merge, it is when two companies on equal size merge and form one company. For example, company A and company B, they can come together and form one company which is called DC.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the open-ended challenge, and we are taking on the litmus challenge. What is your number?
50.
50. 50. Nice. And the question is, in the capital market, which main course does ICPA offer? The question is, which main course does ICPA offer?
Certified public accountant.
Correct. Correct it is, and that takes us to the other team's question. What's your number?
47. 47.
47. 47 is in the event of a company going into liquidation, investors in preference shares have priority over bondholders for payment. A, true. B, false. What is the answer?
False.
Correct. Correct it is, ladies and gentlemen, and that brings us to the end of this semi-finals as we've been having the dove and the talented. Without further ado, please have some bizoos and hugs as a fair play. Give them a hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It's not simple. Now, we are waiting on the judges to get to know who is who. You, the number twos, don't wait for me to call you. You know you're coming. Please come. And this is when we're going to be having the brains versus the victorious club from the south. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give them a hand of applause. It's not simple to be on this podium. And it's not simple to come here. I've been part of this litmus challenge several times. My friend, you come from that side and you know the answers, and you get to this podium, all the lights around you, and you get nervous and you feel like it's not going to be coming, and the answers go away. Now, giving them a hand of applause probably sometimes would keep the nerves together. Nice. Thank you very much. It's the Capital Market University Challenge, the most fair game, the most fair challenge. and the world is leading best challenge. Give it a hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It is nice to be at the Capital Market University Challenge. Now, without further ado, dear captains, are your microphones working? It is working. What is the name of your team?
The Brains.
The Brains?
Victorious.
My friend, the names themselves are not simple. Now the captains from the Victorious Club and the Brains Club, please pick up your ballots. 1-1. Nice. If my judges are ready, and if my projecting team is ready, we will take on the first challenge, which is the open-ended question. Now, to you, the victorious, what is your number?
Number 20.
Number 20. Dear judges, I'll take on 20 if you allow me. 20. Explain what preemptive rights mean. I'll take it from the top. Explain what preemptive rights mean and their advantage.
Preemptive rights means the rights that shareholders of existing company have on shares, especially on right issue. Advantage of preemptive rights, it helps company because it does not increase the number of shareholders, which could reduce the control of shareholders to the company.
And your fellow?
The preemptive right, it's a right shareholders, existing shareholders have to get a share. And when the company issuing a share.
Time up.
Time is up. And thank you very much. We are going for this team. And what's your number?
Number 6.
6. Dear judges, 6 is explain what is short selling in equity trading.
Short selling, this is when you sell shares for a short period of time. Like the return is given after a short period of time, the interest is.
Thank you. As my colleague has been saying, short selling in equity trading is just a short period of time when selling your shares at trading market. Thank you.
Nice. And ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the open-ended challenge. And we are going to be taking on the litmus challenge now. What is your number?
Also, it is 20.
20. Nice. Without further ado, the litmus challenge. Question number 20, if my judges are ready, and the projecting team. Investors in shares pay a capital gain tax of A, 0%, B, 5%, C, 15%, D, 30%. What is the answer?
The answer is B. B. The answer is B.
Wrong answer.
Wrong it is, ladies and gentlemen. And that takes us to the next question. What is your number?
42.
42. And the question is, balance of payment deficit means that a country exports less than its imports. A, true. B, false. What is the answer?
A.
Correct.
Correct it is, ladies and gentlemen, and that brings us to the end of this session. Please have some hugs and bisous as a fair play as we're taking on the judges to know who is who. But we are still on the social media challenge. It is just a hashtag capture you uni challenge 2019. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, DJ, you can play some music as we're waiting on the judges to give us who is who. The great great gentlemen behind what we are trying to do. Now, Isaac in Rwanda brings you live painting. I've been part of this challenge since it started. Live painting is on the 2019 edition. It brings you also the partners that have made this event and this challenge throughout the whole country a success. Don't go away before you take such a beautiful picture closer to this live painting. Later on, after our group photo, you'll be allowed to do that, but it should be done systematically, of course, from such beautiful interactions. We are anticipating that the live painting, which is going on today at the awarding ceremony, will definitely be one of the fabulous photos that you would use on our social media challenge. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the judges in a 1 minute are going to be announcing who is who, and then we're taking on the finals. But this time round, the audience, we are anticipating more support when our big teams are coming up to the stage so that the nerves get to keep within the lines. Thank you. From all the provinces that we've been, it's been tough. Now, we have a tie. Because it's the most fair game, we're taking on a litmus challenge for the open-ended questions. And we're taking on 1 and 1. The victorious club are busting the brains. Come back. Give them a hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen, as they're coming back. It is not simple. Right here at Serena Hotel, the wedding ceremony, we are yet to know who is number 3, who is number 2. And I'll tell you how much they are going to be earning. All right. One question per team. Pick up one question, open-ended, only from the red box. Only from the red box. Nice. For this open-ended you let me challenge, ladies and gentlemen, it's to know who is going to be taking on number 1, because the number 2 has had a tie. What is your number?
Number 1.
Number 1. When shares of a closed-ended investment company are said to be trading at discount, what does this mean?
When shares of a closed-ended investment company are said to be trading at a discount, means that the shares are traded below the market price. And that shares are benefiting for the buying shareholders, but not the existing shareholders.
And your fellow?
Close-ended investment. I think trading at discount. This means that the process of buying and selling, I think selling only are below at the market.
All right, thank you very much. And then to you, the brains, what is your number?
Number 10.
Number 10. And the question is, a company has entered into a foreign exchange transaction to exchange US dollars for their own currency in 1 month's time. What type of forex transaction is this?
Euro. Eurobond.
All right, and your fellow? Time's up. All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And that brings us to the end of this session. Please have some fair play, some hugs once again, and bisous. And then to the judges, we'll get to know who is the number 2 that is going to be taking on the number 1s. Give them a hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Now the judges will let us know who is number 2. And after that, we'll get to the finals. But the social media challenge is still ongoing, and we have already the top 5, but you can still be in the top 5. Because it is how much you've engaged into the social media challenge. It is only hashtag UniChallenge 2019 that brings you to be part of the challenge. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get to hear from what the judges have to say. Dear judges, who is number 2 that is taking on the talented?
It's a victorious club.
A hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen, once again to that team. Nice. The victorious club, as you come again back on stage for the last challenge on the finals. With the talented, ladies and gentlemen, give them a hand of applause as they come in. It is not simple, it's been a big journey. Now, just to give you a little bit of the background, because I've been watching these teams play before. This investment club is coming from the south. And this investment club is coming from Kigali. Now, Kigali Province Investment Club, the talented, the name itself, my friend. And then the Victorious Club from the south. Now, why wouldn't the audience take a deep breath? Now, we're taking on this challenge. Dear judges, if the projection is ready and our questions are ready, the open-ended questions are only having 1 minute, and the litmus challenge questions are taking on 30 seconds. It's more tougher. To the captains, you're picking 2 questions from the litmus challenge, and you're picking 1 from the open-ended. So 3 questions for the finals. Don't forget, it's only hashtag Uni Challenge that brings you to be part of our social media challenge. You can still be part of the top 5 that are being raised already. But they've kept on fluctuating. Now, to you, the victorious, what's your number of the open-ended question?
Number 9.
Number 9. And if my judges are ready, I will definitely take on this challenge. Question number 9. What is the function of a put provision when attached to a bond?
Is the option to sell that gives the right, the buyer, the right to sell, but not obligation. Yeah, that's.
And your fellow?
Put provision is a process of...
Time is up?
Time up.
Time is up, and then we're taking on the other team. What's your number?
5.
Number 5? 1 minute. All right. Thank you very much. Our timer was clarifying something. It's a 1 minute for the open-ended question. Now, what's your question?
5.
5. Give an example of a sovereign wealth fund and explain what it is.
The sovereign wealth fund is the Agaciro Development Fund.
A sovereign wealth fund, it is a fund where the money for government are put in. For example, Agaciro Development Fund, different funds collected to be used for developing the country. Yes, they can be put in one fund, which is a sovereign wealth fund. Example for Rwanda is the Agaciro Development Fund.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that brings us to the end of the open-ended challenge, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to be taking on the litmus challenge. What is your first question and the second question?
Number 2 and 15.
2 and 15. And what's your 2 questions?
1829.
1829. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and take on the litmus challenge. What's your first question? Question number 2. Under what type of corporate action would an I&M Bank shareholder receive additional shares without making any payment?
The shareholders of an bank will receive additional shares without making any payment when there is a bonus issue.
Correct. Correct it is, ladies and gentlemen. And then that brings us to you.
18.
18. 18 is In Rwanda, the withholding tax on dividends and interests is A, 5%, B, 10%, C, 15%, D, none of the above.
C.
Correct.
Correct it is, ladies and gentlemen. And that brings us to your next question, which is the number? Which number?
Number 15.
Number 15. Number 15 is, which of the following is a hybrid security? A, option. B, asset-backed security. C, rate. D, none of the above. What is the answer?
The answer is D.
Correct.
Correct it is, ladies and gentlemen, and that brings us to the last question this side. What is your number?
29.
29. 29, and if my judges are ready and the projecting team, I'll definitely take it on. 29. Dear audience, when it's a litmus challenge on finals, please maintain silence. Please. Dear audience. Yes, thank you. Fungibility is not one of the features of securities traded on the Rwanda Stock Exchange. A, true. B, false.
A.
Wrong answer.
Wrong answer it is, ladies and gentlemen. And that brings us to the end of this finals of today of the Rwanda National University's Challenge on Capital Markets. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome the two teams to have some hugs and bisous as a fair play. Give them a hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It is not simple. It is the Capital Market University Challenge 2019, 6th edition, being put together by Capital Markets Authority, Rwanda Stock Exchange, very good partners of ICPA, and implemented by ISEC in Rwanda. Now, without further ado, we're taking on the judges to get to know who is the best, who is number 2, who is number 3, and we'll come back here to announce who is who. I'm telling you, even if you choose to buy it through Mandazi, you cannot finish. Second, is going to be earning a whole 1.2 million. Give it a hand of applause. And the first one is going to be earning a whole 1.5 million. Special thanks to our big parents of the Capital Markets University Challenge, CMA, which puts together with different partners this challenge. Now, with the SC category, this is what you're going to see our contestants having. The third winner, or the third contestant, is going to be earning a whole 200,000, ladies and gentlemen. Give it a hand of applause. The second one is going to be earning 300,000. And the first one is going to be earning a whole 500,000. Give it a hand of applause also. Don't forget, it's the Capital Market University Challenge, and we are taking on the social media challenge, which is also under the hashtag Uni Challenge. Remember, as your tweet goes up live, it goes on this screen. It is also great that you get to be on our screens. It's amazing. It's also part of the challenge. Mr. Safari, can I talk to you really quickly so that we take on the program? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be sharing with you who is who in the next few minutes. But you probably know already who is who. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, would like to take on the next program of today. And as the next program is receiving our great parents, and as a guest speaker, Mr. Cotton. Put your hands together as he's joining the stage, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening. This is a surprise, isn't it? You know, I left to go to another meeting and it was cancelled, and I thought, I better go back. So I came back and they said, will you say a few words? And then they called me. So you know I'm on my way out. I'm actually running away from here. But is anybody here from the University of Rwanda except me? Only me? Anybody else from the... Oh, hallelujah. Is anybody not from the University of Rwanda? Anybody not from the University of Rwanda? Put your hands up so I can see you. Well, you're almost as good looking as my students. That's amazing. Many of you won't have an idea, won't have a clue who I am. My name's Phil Cotton. I'm Vice Chancellor of the University of Rwanda, which means that I am officially the luckiest Vice Chancellor in the world, you know? But those of you who are not studying in the University of Rwanda, I would like to give you an opportunity to come to the University of Rwanda, maybe to do your second degree or your third degree or something. You're very welcome. Now, this competition is a scary competition for me because last year I attended and I only got one question right. And I think this time I listened to some of the questions and I got none of them right. You know? And it just shows you that, you know, there are so many people out there who know more than you. You know? And I think that's what we always need to remember, that this world is made up of so many beautiful human beings, so many wonderful people. And we all complement one another because we don't all have the answers. And certainly in the University of Rwanda, I don't have all the answers, but there are people around me who do. And many of those people around me are people like these people, the students, the young people who know exactly what a university is about. Now, there are a few things that I know about, but most of that knowledge I gained a long time ago. You know, this year, it will be the 30th anniversary of my graduation from medical school. Can you imagine? You probably can because I look quite old. But I've been graduated for 30 years now. And I can tell you that most of the things that I passed in my exams, I still remember. And that is a problem. That is a problem because most of what I had to learn to pass my exams 30 years ago, I still remember. And that is a big problem because you're supposed to update your knowledge. You're supposed to actually unlearn and relearn stuff. And when I went to university, we had to learn everything to pass the exam, to pass the exam, to pass the exam. So we learned it so well to pass the exam that we've never forgotten it. And that's dangerous for somebody like me who's a medical doctor because I need to keep up with things. I need to keep up with new drugs and new treatments. So my challenge to you guys tonight is that whatever you learn to pass your exams, make sure that you're able to unlearn it and make sure you're able to relearn new stuff. Because I don't know about Capital Markets Authority, but my guess is that the financial world changes quite quickly. So you need to be able to relearn the things that you're going to need, because often universities are challenged to produce, ladies and gentlemen, workforce-ready graduates. You know, and that's true in part. But the other thing that's very true is that universities have to produce people who will be fit for the workforce for another 20 years. Universities are not supposed to produce graduates who are fit for the workforce now alone, but people who are fit for the workforce for another 20 years. People who are able to work in teams, people who are able to challenge the members of their teams, people who are able to find space for new ideas, people who are able to self-regulate, people who are able to look after themselves, people who are able to communicate, moving from one office to another office, one country to another country, one international group to another international group. So my challenge to you today is, whatever system of education you're in, make sure that you stay the person that you are. Make sure your educational institution doesn't turn you into something you don't want to be. But make sure your educational institution liberates you to think for yourselves, liberates you to work with colleagues, liberates you to come up with new ideas, to sometimes laugh at one another's ideas and sometimes praise one another's ideas. And I want to finish, because I wasn't supposed to be talking here tonight, Eric. I hope this is okay. I want to finish with one story. And it's a simple story that some of my deans heard me say yesterday. It's about a teacher in the United States who got a bit worried about the effect of grades on students. And so he said to the students, this year, I'm going to give you all an A grade. I'm going to give every student in this room an A grade. But there's only one condition. There's only one condition. And that is that I want you to sit down right now and write me a letter. But write me a letter as if you're writing it a year from today, telling me about the impact of getting that A grade. And you know what happened? Students sat down and wrote a letter, as if they were writing it a year from now. And they wrote in that letter, "Dear Professor, I never believed in myself until you gave me an A grade. When I got that A grade a year ago today, I began to believe in myself and I moved forward. I began to believe that I could do it, that I could make it, that I was no longer stupid, that I was no longer the mediocre person in the middle of the class." So if I had a gift to give you today, I would give you all an A grade. I would give each and every one of you an A grade. You know why? Do you know why? Because you're beautiful, you're perfect, you're wise, you're clever, and you deserve to be the best. And we will only create a Rwandan education system that stands among the best in the world if the young people in those universities and the teachers in the universities believed that you should all get an A grade because you deserve it. So I wish you well. If you are interested in coming to the University of Rwanda, I can give you my telephone number. It's 0789001218. Anybody who can write it down that quickly, you can have my cards. There you go. You can share it with other people too. But those of you who are in the University of Rwanda, make sure you stop and say hello to me afterwards. And I don't know where the man with the mic is, but thank you very much.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm also giving you an A grade. A very big hand of applause to our very good parent from the University of Rwanda, Mr. Cotton. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we're going to be taking on the next program. And allow me, and put your hands together as we welcome the remarks by the Institute of Public Accountants of Rwanda, ICPA, to be shared with us from Mr. Amin Miramago, the CEO of ICPA. Give a hand of applause as he's coming, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak. Our chief guests, distinguished delegates, all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure for us from the Institute of Certified Public Accountants to be here with you tonight. It gives us a lot of pleasure and joy, to see the young people all gathered in this room, working on very interesting things. It's an open secret that Rwanda wants to become a financial hub. And I think this kind of initiative that we have here really geared towards, taking us into that direction. And at the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Rwanda, we said, we can't miss this opportunity. We want to be part of that great story. Accounting is one of the key professions that anchor that, the financial services sector. So we are here to recruit future accountants. How many of you in this room would like to become future accountants? How many of you have heard about the Institute of Certified Public Accountants before you join this, this competition? Just by show of hands? Yeah, I can see definitely we've not done a very great job in terms of, marketing ourselves and making sure that you get to know. We crack jokes, we do great things. So please, when you're considering your career options, consider accounting. It's a very interesting career. It can take you wherever you want to be. And I'm told that even on the panel of judges, we have quite a number of accountants just to make sure that everything has been observed and everything is fair. So please, you can, when you're doing your career choices, you can be able to consider us. We are there. We are offering quite a number of courses. We have the CPA. We have the CAT. They are very good, courses. I'm told the University of Rwanda, they have been one of our partners. Most of the students there, they combine it together. We have degree programs. We've also in plans of trying to align it to the different curriculums in different universities, just to make sure that, we make, your transition to be very smooth. Should you choose to become, chartered accountants, we are there. Wherever your career leads you. Yeah, so thank you so much, and all the best to the contestants. And our doors are open. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a hand of applause to our beautiful CEO from ICPA. Thank you so much, sir, for such beautiful remarks. But he still said the doors are open. My friend, it's been tough here. Wherever we've gone, dear CEO, ICPA has been always present. And they've talked about ICPA several times. But then it's been always tough in this challenge to find that what is ICPA in full? My friend, people have struggled. Hey, people have struggled. But whenever we're on sessions, I would tell them that everything that our guests are talking about is part of the challenge. So take notes. I would like to thank you so much, our CEO, for opening up the doors. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, allow me to once again welcome remarks from our CEO of the Rwanda Stock Exchange, Mr. Celestin Rabukumba. Give him a hand of applause as he's coming on stage.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to see all of you in this room this evening, because you are so many and so beautiful. I'm going to use the same language everyone has been using. I think this must be the 6th time, right? We are organizing the University Challenge. This challenge, the Capital Market University Challenge, has been organized for many years to make sure that the youth in universities get to know at least something about capital markets. We know it's not a subject. I'm glad we have our friends from the Education Board and the Ministry of Education, and it's something that we've been longing to have in our curriculum for some time, but this is a good start. You know, by organizing this year after year, it keeps improving. So this year, 57, I think, investment clubs have participated. Over 600 students have participated. Women, actually they are young ladies and young men who have participated. And it's very inspiring to me, having started from a few institutions in the beginning, and now here we are. So there was is there anyone who has come back here for the second time? Right? Anybody? No. So that's a very good news. It's even better news now. That means there are 600 of you who have been added to people, to the crowd of this country, which has gotten to know something additional on capital markets. So knowledge is always power, and power gets you places. So I think by us educating the young men and women in universities about capital market, we are sowing seeds which will grow. Our country is comprised of 70%, I think, of the youth. So that means under the capital market, we are now part of the few industries that are following the constituency that the country has. So we must be part of that ourselves, and I will encourage you to keep doing that. I don't want you guys to stay here to only look at the challenge and what we can get from there. You know, you are going to get some awards after this, but also at the same time, I don't want you really to stick to that alone. It goes beyond that. It goes beyond this evening. It goes beyond the adrenaline that has been running through you, competing with that very zealous, able MC who has been there from the beginning. Did he tell you he was there from the first one? Our MC there. The first challenge he participated, and he was the adrenaline was like up to, they almost fought at one point with his colleagues because of that thirst to do this challenge. But guess what? Through him and some like him, we have managed to achieve our goal. That is to spark that interest in the capital market industry, in the business, and the culture of savings and investment. So not every one of you is going to become a stockbroker, an investment banker, or even an accountant. But some of you are going to remain educators. You are going to be future professionals in other areas. But few of you will become entrepreneurs. So these skills you learn here, the spark you get from going through this challenge will get you to want to learn more. So, as I said, you future professionals, investors, savers, educators, capital market authority bosses, and stock exchange CEOs. Me, I'm getting, you see my hair. Rika still has some, so it's been with a lot of. I was not a CEO, no. I was like you at one point. So it takes time, courage, and a thirst to learn, especially to learn. And here you are learning something good that is being put on a table to help our country go forward, to help our country be able to raise funding for long term, to help our businesses thrive. So with all those few remarks, I wish to end here. Congratulate to those who have won. It's not a war. It's just a challenge. So if you have not won something, at least you have tried. Next time, you will win other things. But that spark in you, I want it to remain. And we meet sometime in the future as a colleague, as an advisor, an educator, or an entrepreneur seeking for advice from what you have gotten to learn for a start. Thank you very much.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give him a hand of applause for such amazing remarks. It is true. When I was in Busogo sometime back in 2012, I was very green about what capital market is all about, actually. When you would say capital market, I was thinking about, well, some capital somewhere in a market in Busogo. You know, we had a market of Virai and stuff. So I thought it was the market probably. But then I thought of the fact that you needed some capital. So probably it's capital market, so it's a market that is just capital A or capital B. You get the understanding. But then all of a sudden, we walk all down to Nyabugogo until we arrived in Kigali, my friend. It wasn't a simple journey. But then all of a sudden, we are in Kigali, and it's capital markets. Now we started reading like CBE would read. I'm not lying. Mr. Regis is here. The first time he faced agriculturists who were very tough in capital markets, and he was from economics. Dear CEO, Mr. Eric, he is also a fruit of Capital Market University Challenge. And Mr. Asimwe Moses. It is nice to see these two gentlemen because I've met them on Challenge. Me, some people thought, Rumva, you're from Busogo. Some people are expecting you to be Muribote Kukonyine Murabains. My friend, we were tough when we came out here. So it is really paramount and imperative whenever this challenge goes to such universities, giving chances to different Rwandans to understand what capital market is all about. It is really imperative. And we, the young ones, we commend more challenges, more editions, so that young people across this country get to know what buying of shares and bonds is all about. We've won. We've bought shares from CAVM. A very big hand of applause from the people from the north. We've bought some shares. Give them a hand of applause, my friend. To be an agriculturalist in capital market, and you face this gentleman from CBE, from Kigali, my friend, it wasn't an easy journey. The first phase, Mr. Regis had it all. But in the second phase, when CAVM came on board, my friend, we were tougher. So we took some shares as well to the CAVM. So, but without further ado, would like to remind you that never depend on a single income. Make an investment to create a second source. This is one of the richest guys, Mr. Warren Buffett says. And I believe it's really imperative that we invest. Of recent, Mr. Eric was sharing with the Kigali province on the launch that today the least you need to buy a share is only 50. You see 50, it's worth the mandazi. But then you also need to buy only 100 shares. So many of the young people on that day were given some support for facilitation. And from that day, many left that beautiful environment, Mr. Eric, promising that they are going to buy shares because the facilitation they had, as much as it was to facilitate them, they believed that buying shares was as important as investing in their life. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, right about now, we are going to have the awarding ceremony. Now, I would like to once again welcome Mr. Philip, please, so that I share with you some information that you take to my protocol. And if our protocol is ready, we are going to be taking on the awarding ceremony. Just give me a click, and then we go for the awarding ceremony. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now that our protocol is here, we are going to start with the essay winners. The third essay winner is going to be awarded by our beloved Director of Capital Markets at Minicofin, Mr. Moses Kaijuka. Give him a hand of applause as he's coming on stage. He's not? Okay. Still give him a hand of applause. Our CEO is volunteering to share. Nice. Now, bring that dummy check of the third.
Okay, thank you, Rogers. So the third winner in essay category, can you guess who it is? He is called Katlego Retsi Pacanyo. Please come forward.
Give her a hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Nice, nice, nice. DJ, play them some music as well as they're coming. It's imperative for the young people to enjoy this moment as they are winning. Once again, a hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to Katlego. Nice. Give them a hand of applause once again. Thank you very much, Mr. CEO. And our second winner of the SE category is going to be awarded by our beloved CEO from EX, Mr. Joshua Rugema. Give him a hand of applause as he's coming, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. Thank you very much, DJ. At least that's more powerful. Applause, dear DJ, play some music as it's coming. Thank you very much. Nice.
I see you sitting in the corner, Gucci and Prada. You say you came with your lover, but that boy is your brother. Baby, why should I?
Nice. Thank you very much, dear CEO, Mr. Joshua. And then, dear audience, take a deep breath. It is the first winner of the essay writing category, and is going to be awarded by our beloved CEO from ICPA, Mr. Amin Miramago. Give him a hand of applause as he's coming.
You can come with the shorty and get the money. Fun girl, that's for daddy. with the shiny eyes and get the money.
Thank you very much, our CEO from ICPA. May God bless you. Give him a round of applause once again, ladies and gentlemen. It is not simple to be a winner of the essay category. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the toughest, where it's been kings and queens of provinces and provinces. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our third winner is going to be awarded by Mr. Celestine Rwanda, the CEO of Rwanda Stock Exchange, Wealth, a way of life. Give him a round of applause as he's coming, ladies and gentlemen.
Bubble from the beat. I know you like it when I touch your body. You say, be my baby, and I say yes. Oh baby, come closer.
Okay. And the third winner in quiz category. Yeah. Yeah, it's in the quiz category is the brains.
The brains! Please give them a round of applause once again as they're coming, my friend. It's been a long journey from the east to Kigali.
Give me everything.
Dear CEO, it's the east that had many investment clubs that registered. There were more than 100 teams that contested for this position from the east. Nice. Thank you very much, Mr. Celestine Rwanda. Beautiful. A hand of applause once again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Our second winner of the quiz category is going to be awarded by our beautiful CEO of CMA, Mr. Eric Bundugu. Give him a hand of applause as he's coming. The man that in most cases I call my inspirational gentleman. Give him a hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Rogers. I didn't know I'm an inspiration to you. So the second winner in the quiz category is no one else than Victoria's Club.
Please give them a hand of applause as they're coming.
I know you love it. When I kiss your body, you say, baby, don't stop. Baby, don't stop. Come so what I want to remember. I know love when I say, I can tell when I feel.
It's not simple, my friend. Give them a hand of applause once again.
Like you don't love me. Baby, doesn't matter. I know you can feel it. Give me a love. I'm waiting now. Kunda, baby. Give me everything.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just right about now, we're going to be taking a deep breath. And the winner of the quiz category is going to be awarded by our beloved Executive Director from HEC, Dr. Muvunyi Emmanuel. Give him a hand of applause as he's coming, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Beautiful.
Now, listen. I'm so privileged that I'm going to award the winner of the quiz category. And I'm going to mention their name. I know you can guess who they are, but it's on a condition that I give this prize. That the DJ will play good music, and as they come, they'll be dancing on the floor, and everybody will see them. Please note, if you don't do so, I might change my mind. So the winner of the quiz category, of course, number one, is none other than Talented. DJ, where is the DJ?
Life is too short, relax.
Good.
Give me a kiss now. Find in Miami, return in Mombasa. Find in Mombasa, to tie Chikari.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Nice. Once again, give them a hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It's not simple. It's not simple at all. It's been a long journey. It's been a long journey. Now I'd like to welcome, once again, give him a hand of applause. Thank you so much, our Executive Director from HEC. Mr. Joffrey, I would like to welcome you on stage right about now so that you get to be awarding our partners of today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rogers. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to recognize our partners in this challenge. As you have heard, we did not do it alone. We had partners. So I would like to welcome the CEO, Capital Market Authority, to come forward and help us in recognizing our partners. Mr. Eric Bundugu, please welcome forward. We have two categories of partners. There are those who helped in financially and those who helped in organizing the students during pre-selections at the university levels, which were done in different provinces. So we begin with financial supporters, and we welcome, recognize the partnership of Rwanda Stock Exchange. We welcome the CEO to come forward and receive the award. Thank you very much. If it was not their support, maybe this challenge would not have been a success. Thank you very much, Mr. CEO, Rwanda Stock Exchange. The second partner in this journey is none other than ICPA. They also provide financial support, and they are the source of these judges that you have seen handling this challenge, up to the point where we have got the winners. ICPA, thank you very much. And welcome. The third partner is Isaac, who helped in providing all support in organizing the challenge. Please come forward for recognition. Thank you very much for making this challenge a success. Now we go to the second category of partners. And these are the hosting universities that helped to organize the students to make the challenge at the provincial level a success. We call upon the representative from University of Rwanda, Huye campus. University of Rwanda, Huye campus, if you have a representative here, please come forward for recognition. Thank you very much for organizing the pre-selections and hosting the challenge at your campuses. Next is University of Rwanda, Nyagatare campus. Please, representative, come forward. Thank you very much. The third one is Mount Kenya University. The representative of Mount Kenya University that helped organize or host the challenge at their campus, please come forward for recognition. No one? We shall make sure we deliver it. The second one is the University of Rwanda, Kavem, Musanze campus. The representative of Kavem, please come forward for recognition. Thank you very much for hosting the challenge at your campus. The last but not least is UTB Rubavu campus. Representative from UTB Rubavu campus, please come forward for recognition if you are here. Nobody is here, so we shall deliver the certificate to them. Thank you very much, ED. Thank you very much. I hand over back to the MC for the next program.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, give him a hand of applause to Mr. Geoffrey. He's done a great job in awarding our amazing partners. Now, without further ado, I'd like to remind you, it is the Capital Market University Challenge. It is the 6th edition. But then, it is not the only challenge that we've been awarding. We are also awarding the best of the best in the challenge of social media. And to remind you that you've done a great job because we are still trending in the whole national social media on Twitter. Thank you very much for such beautiful conversations that you've been sharing. And then our CEO from Isaac in Rwanda would like to award the best that have been doing the job on social media. Give him a hand of applause as he's coming, ladies and gentlemen, so that he awards them really quickly. We are awarding them great.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rogers. And since we've used my time, I'm going to just mention the names. But unfortunately, I'm not Rwandan, so pardon me if I don't get the names right. I'm Ghanaian. So the first winner is Mr. Malik Uwasi. Can you join us on stage for your T-shirt?
Give him a hand of applause as he's coming.
So he was able to compose over 300 tweets, which is very much impressive. Can you give him more round of applause? The second winner is Miss Mika Ineza. Can we have you on stage? The third winner, can we have all of them follow so we can do this as fast as possible? The third winner is Miss Lillian. Miss Lillian Inshuti. Can we have you upstage? The fourth person is Mr. Imbarute Nzimbi. Can we have you upstage, please? The next person is Miss Natamba Mirab. Can we have you upstage also? I'm very excited because we are not just awarding the men, but you can see the women are equally participating, which makes me very excited. Give her a round of applause. So the last two awards would be given to Mr. Kuba Honiyesu Theogen. Can we have you on stage? If he's here with us, if not, we are going to keep it. Okay, he's around. The final award would go to Mr. Rosario Clavier. So I got a message that he has a representative in the building, so can you come and take the prize on his behalf? He's not here, but he's been very active on social media. So these are the winners of our social media challenge, and I hope you keep tweeting because you'd never know I have more gifts for you. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's how a young people's organization do things. Now, we've showed you we can be active on social media, and then we had to award those ones that have been really showing the biggest quantity of adrenaline. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to take on our program of today. Now, I would like to welcome remarks by the Capital Markets Authority, and this is going to be done, Mr. CEO, Mr. Executive Director of CMA. Executive Director of CMA, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as he's coming on stage.
Thank you very much, Rogers. Executive Director of Higher Education Council, who is our guest of honor and keynote address. CEO of the Rwanda Stock Exchange, CEO of ICPAR, Vice Chancellor of University of Rwanda, principals of different universities and higher learning institutions here present today. I would like, dear colleagues, students, contestants, and students representing their universities tonight, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed, good evening. It won't be a very long speech, but it will be an appreciation message. I just wanted to take this opportunity to really thank everyone here present. Thank you for making the time to come tonight and really help us to celebrate, to compete, and really, know each other. The Capital Market University Challenge, as most of my previous speakers mentioned, it's an annual program that we undertake to educate students in universities and higher learning institutions on how best they can save and invest through the stock market. We want students, because these are investors of tomorrow, isn't it? You are going to be the next, business men and women, CEOs, ministers. You are going to be having an income. So we want you still at your university level to be aware about opportunities on how you can save or invest through the stock market. That's objective number one. Objective number 2 is the stock market cannot develop without people. So we need people. We need people like you so that tomorrow you can come in the industry and work as professionals in the stock market. So that's why we really invest a lot of resources, a lot of time to build the people. Because without the people, we cannot develop this stock market. So this is a very long journey. We have started since 1st March until today. I would like to thank the universities that have hosted us in the West, Eastern, Southern Province, and City of Kigali. Thank you very much. Without your support, we wouldn't have been here today. I would like to thank our judges. Thank you so, so much. These judges actually started with us at the beginning. So they had to make sure that they are in all provinces in the City of Kigali and tonight. Thank you so much. We don't take for granted the service you have rendered. Please, a round of applause to them. I would like to thank also the organizers of this event. It's not the people you've seen here taking pictures. There are people behind the scenes, the Capital Market Authority, the Rwanda Stock Exchange, ICPAR, and ISEC. Maybe quickly, I know we are all young here. Let me have few representatives of those institutions come forward, please, so that I show the audience who was behind this work. Please, quickly. CMA, RSC, ICPAR, ISEC, come forward, please, quickly. Please, come over, come over. Just quickly, please. Some energy. We are all young. CMA, Stock Exchange, ICPAR, ISEC, of course. I just want to recognize these people because without their thinking, spending sleepless nights to put together this event, we won't have such an event. So these are the different staff of the institution I mentioned. Their CEOs, Celestin and why don't you come over? You're also part of that. And the head of ISEC is here? Yes. In a summary form, these are the brain behind Capital Market University Challenge. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you so much, everyone. It's a partnership, it's a collaboration, and we really look forward to take it up to the next level. Thank you so much. I would like to thank Mr. Philip Cotton. Thank you very much for your continuous support toward University Challenge. Thank you for the good remarks, the challenge you've put. I think everyone here tonight is going to go back home with an A grade, isn't it? Thank you so much, Philip. Maybe without further ado, I would like to challenge. It's a challenge, it's over, but we want you to bring home some few knowledge. And I want to leave you with a quote that I shared during the opening of the University Challenge. Maybe for students who have a pen, take your pen and notes, write it quickly. And try to think through. It's a quote by, I think Rogers mentioned, Warren Buffett. That's my last word. He said, "Do not save what is left after spending. Instead, spend what is left after saving." Do you get it? Let me repeat. Warren Buffett said, "Do not save what is left after spending. Instead, spend what is left after saving." That's meaning if you have your income, don't wait to exhaust your budgets and save. Otherwise, you'll have, actually, we all have excuses of not saving. But Warren Buffett is advising us, before you start consuming your budget, save first. Saving, it's a culture. There is no little money to save. Start small. As you see the benefit of saving, you'll see you can upgrade the percentage of your saving. Otherwise, thank you so much. DJ, I think after our guest speaker, we need you to really make this hall vibrant. We have good music, we have good food, we have everything. So no excuses of staying seated, okay? Without further ado, allow me to welcome Dr. Muvunyi Emmanuel, our guest of honor, who is going to tell us our keynote address. Thank you so much.
The Executive Director of the Capital Market Authority, the CEO of Rwanda Stock Exchange, the CEO of the Institute of Certified Public Accountants in Rwanda, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Rwanda, the rectors, principals, and other representatives of universities and higher learning institutions in Rwanda, the winners and contestants, but I guess you are all winners, of the 6th edition of the Capital Markets University Challenge. Dear students, staff of universities and higher learning institutions, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Good evening. I would like to first of all say how I'm gratified to be part of this, because I think it is very important. And I would like also, at the beginning, to commend the Capital Market Authority for the great job they're doing. And I also understand that this is the 6th round of such an event. And this time, we had about 672 students who have joined the participation, the competition, at the provincial level, and coming from 16 out of the 31 higher learning institutions and universities that we have in Rwanda. Again, I would like to commend the Capital Market Authority for this visionary decision, which involves consistently rolling out education and awareness, aiming at exposing university and higher learning institution students to the capital market industry and instilling in them, introducing it to them, the culture of saving and investment through the capital market, as not only for future professionals, but also for future investors. The 6th edition of the Capital Market University Challenge shows CMA's consistent commitment to lead the development of Rwanda's capital market industry at large, but also specifically develop the requisite skills and knowledge among the youth who are the future of this country to support such developments. Witnessing today's development of the capital markets industry would not have happened without a visionary leadership of our country, and this through the continued efforts of the government of Rwanda to create and maintain conducive environment to allow capital market to play its role in financing Rwanda's economic development agenda. Specifically, targeting students in universities and higher learning institutions is a remarkable capacity building initiative that will keep the capital market investors base, who are the next generation of investors, the youth, the students, and the capital market labor force as students, as future professionals in the industry, on a path to growth and sustainability. I'm glad to learn that this program, the Capital Market University Challenge, has started bearing fruits by having savings clubs that have been created in the various universities and higher learning institutions. This is a very important milestone and should be sustained through the capacity building or training of the said savings clubs, and the Capital Market Authority has started this undertaking. Building capacity of the so far created saving clubs will enhance their knowledge and motivation towards saving further and better. I would therefore like to call upon students in universities and higher learning institutions to follow the trend by either joining existing savings clubs or creating new savings clubs. I think we just had a quotation, and I think this should be a building foundation for the students, our students, to start saving. I know that students think that they're very poor at the universities, they don't have resources, and so they cannot save. So I think it's a question of changing the culture and changing the mindset and knowing that at whatever small income that you may have at your disposal, it is possible that you can save. I know that there is an economic formula that I studied 30 years ago that says that, correct me the economists here, the marginal propensity to save and marginal propensity to consume is equal to 1. Is that right? Students here, who are you? Who are doing economics here? Any students studying economics? It's not a quiz time now, this time. Just tell me if you're doing economics. So the marginal propensity to save and marginal propensity to consume will always be equal to 1. This is a free lecture you are getting. So if you increase the additional income you consume, that is the marginal propensity to consume, then you are reducing your marginal propensity to do what? To save, because it must be equal to 1. So if 1 is marginal propensity to consume is 0.8, marginal propensity to save is going to be 0.2. So this is going to be also guiding. I know also that I've been discussing with the executive director of the Capital Markets Authority that we need this culture of saving to start even at lower levels of education or at lower ages, even in secondary school. I know that students study economics at high school or in secondary school. They also study entrepreneurship. I think this should be a lesson that for us to build this culture, we need to start from much lower levels. And this culture of saving and financial education and knowledge should start even much earlier, even before students join the universities. With around 672 contestant students from 16 universities and higher learning institutions having participated in this year's challenge, I would like to thank again and congratulate them for actively participating and having pursued this important program. However, these numbers don't match the numbers of students and universities that we have in Rwanda. As you heard, I work with the Higher Education Council, and I know that we have 31 universities and higher learning institutions. So we are having a participation rate of slightly above 50%. So we're going to be working together with the Capital Market Authority to motivate other institutions and universities to take part in this very important activity, but also increase the number of students who are participating. we want to extend these opportunities to as many students and as many universities as possible. With Rwanda's journey to attain full self-reliance, the one we call Kwijira, by among others, mobilizing domestic resources. You have heard about the degree, the extent to which our country raises resources through different ways, including the taxation, the domestic tax. You have heard about the Akachiro Development Fund. So this capital market is another way through which we can raise our domestic resources to finance our socio-economic development. And as such, contribute to the socio-economic development of Rwanda. And this should be a priority and the role of every citizen, including the students today, who are the next generation of our investors in Rwanda. I again congratulate and encourage and commend CMA, Capital Market Authority, and other stakeholders that we have witnessed this evening to keep investing further in this kind of education and awareness programs to target the students, but also, not only students, but also young professionals in the private sector and the Rwandans at large. We cannot develop such an industry, capital market industry, without the people. Hence, ensuring that different segments of our population is availed with information on the benefits, importance, risks, and rewards of savings and investing through the capital market. Since we have witnessed the award of the best performers at the national level of this year's University Challenge tonight, I would like, and I cannot avoid, to congratulate the winners in the two categories that we have witnessed this evening for their achievements. And I request you to join me to give a strong and heavy round of applause. We could see, and we have no doubt, that they worked very hard and they were dedicated to achieve this that I have achieved today. And because of the prizes that you have won today, you are going to be among the few young investors into your country's stock market. And we hope that the step that you have made today, you not move back, you're going to move ahead and be an example to the rest. Keep investing more in stock markets and spread the word to your colleagues, students who are not here today. Encourage them to apply for the next edition. Tell the good news to your families and friends, and let them join also the industry and be best capital market ambassadors to your academic and social circles. As I conclude these remarks, the students' participation would not have taken place without the involvement of the universities and higher learning institutions represented here, and those who are not able to come. As such, I would like to acknowledge and appreciate the support and the role of the universities, and the leadership of our universities and higher learning institutions, whose students were facilitated to participate in this year's edition of the University Challenge. May you also join me to give a round of applause to the universities for this. Allow me once again to commend the Capital Market Authority together with the partners in successfully concluding the 6th edition of the Capital Market Authority, Capital Market University Exchange. Please keep on the good work of ensuring that the academic industry remains engaged and reached towards this very important journey that you have embarked on 6 years ago to educate and train Rwandans on how best to benefit from the capital market industry. This is going to be a great contribution to develop the development of Rwanda's capital market, specifically, but also to the financial sector at large. Thank you very much for your attention.
him a hand of applause for such beautiful remarks. Without further ado, our beautiful guests, I believe it's still very paramount that to such a very beautiful event, we get to hear at least a voice of a young person who has won this before and what success they've managed to gain. Just a little bit. Mr. Sharik, if you would share a little bit of the story and how much you've grown when you've got your winning trophy. A quick one.
Actually, thank you. As he said, my name is Jean-Luc Remejabiro. And to start, I would like to thank everybody here present and for this opportunity you give me to stand in front of everybody. Yeah, actually last year I was one of the winner, where I am one of the group of the first runner-up of Capital Market University Challenge 2018. And for this opportunity, I would like to share what was my success. But my topic on what I would talk about would only be the talented. Because I like you guys. You made it, even if it was not easy, but you tried your best. Yeah, and now you are the winners. Congratulations. Yeah. Just the talented, it starts from talent. And talent can be defined in two ways. A talent may be the mental capacity you have to explore your ideas and make into practical skills, but also a talent may be a gift given from your birth that you have to explore and build a future for yourself, your family, and your country. Then I try to use a talent that we got when we gained that million. Yeah, actually, it was a challenge, but when we won it, we said, what are we going to use this money? Then we said, we were three. I was the only man in the group, and the two were the girls. Then I was saying, ladies, what are you going to do? They said, maybe you can buy shares. Others said, maybe you can buy clothes, phones, things like that. But I say, dude, how can we buy phones? We already have Katoroshi. It is enough in the mountains there at Kavemu, at Musanze. Actually, I study agriculture. I'm in level 4, soil sciences. But I tried to think, now, first of all, I got an idea. Let's make it a collateral, because it looks like a share, a property. Then how cannot we make this a collateral and go in bank and ask for money and invest in agriculture? You know, agriculture is the most business that's been growing in this country, but people doesn't know. It is a very awesome businesses that you can do in Africa. Imagine more than 90% of the population in Africa are fed by agriculture. Even it is the business that will never fail. People will never lose their stomach, right? Then what I would say is let's invest in agriculture. It was a challenge to get to make it a collateral and get money from bank. But at the end of the day, we were motivated. If we have this kind of money, at the end of the day, we can use a little money we have and start as we are waiting for the bank to give us the money. And now, I assure you, we have like a half a hectare that we are cultivating garlic today. And if I tell you about the income, we may spend more than 700 Rwandan francs, but the income may go beyond 1 million or 2 million. Because garlic are the most expensive things that you can have. It cures cancers. It also used as ichirungu, I may say, like in Rwanda, but yeah, spices you get. Then it is a very good product that we tried to start from, and we hope to develop it into a very great business, which can, at the end of the day, become an industry. You cannot stop just like there. I was saying that, what are you using your talent? Even the Bible says, are you going to take your talent into the ground and hide it? Or you are going to use it and make sure that it produces other talents? And then at the end of the day, you may get a chance to sit with the great minds like our doctors in front here and the CEOs. I hope one day I become a CEO, and at the end of the day, I also tell all the winners that this is your time. Start to think big. It is up to you to change your life. It's up to you to change the life of your neighbors, of your classmates, because nobody else is going to employ them. It's up to you to make it. Actually, now we are employing more than 32 people, like short times jobs get for coming, cultivating, doing like those stuffs. At the end of the day, I hope I'll be able often to give job contracts, you get. Then I also tell to those who have failed, if you have failed, doesn't mean that this is the end of the world. This is an opportunity to you to show the world that your courage can start from nothing, can start from failure, and make it. Because I'm telling you the truth, it was not the first time that we was joining when we won. The first time we failed on the first round, like at Kavem there. We failed. But I got a chance to come supporting the winning team of Creva, who won 2017. And then when I was here, I said, now, next time, maybe it's our time. But it was not our time because we were too intelligent to make it, but it's because our zeal and our hunger for success was too much and greater than us. Yeah. Lastly, I would like to encourage everybody here present. You may be a big man, you may be a small man, you may come from the mountains like my team, the Plumsoms. You may be from the countryside, but you are lucky to be in the countryside because it's where you are going to try to innovate and make something new and develop something that have never happened. Who knows, maybe also as we be able to conquer the universe. Who knows? Rwanda is the universe. Thank you very much.
The Executive Director of CMA, I wouldn't have left before I shared such a beautiful story to such a beautiful congregation of young people. Some people think that getting these trophies is just a walkover. It's been a tug of war, but then it's also something that we definitely need, and we can bring it to life into something more bigger than we thought it would have been. Now, ladies and gentlemen, live painting. The two gentlemen and our partners that have brought to life the University Challenge. Please bring the AZO as well, my team. And then to our beautiful artist, Mr. Naps, who has been behind the live painting. Give him a hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Now, our beautiful guests, dear CEOs. This is the live painting that we've made to such a beautiful day today. Now, the next program is going to be our group photo. Okay. Mr. Naps, they want to hear what is the story behind this beautiful live painting.
Thank you very much, my brother, Rogers. Yeah, hello everyone. Yeah, I'm Nasul, though I use Naps Arts to represent my artwork. Yeah, anyway, the story behind this, just like you see, the logos on here, it's all about the Capital Market University Challenge. And if you look critically on the ISEC, they're all moving towards that house over there. That's the Rwanda Stock Exchange. It's all about, I think, bonds, getting shares. It's all about money issues. So if you look critically, there is a story behind, and if you look critical on the other end still, we can see the IKPA over there, and the organizers themselves up here, that's the Capital Market Authority. So I chose to draw these two gentlemen. I wanted to draw three, but then I calculated time and it was against me. So I chose to draw the two and I chose to bring out the smile because I know the smile you people always get when you come into the challenge. So that's why I try to present that into the portraits. I won't say much today, but thanks for coming today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It had to be the smiling faces so that you know that buying or being part of the capital market is feeling good, is smiling. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you see, all the young people from ISEC are entering to go buy some shares and bonds from the Rwanda Stock Exchange. More stories in there, my friend. Now, to our beautiful CEOs and guests, would like you to sign on this one really quickly, and then after that, we have our group photo. Please. We have the markers here. Please come. Beautiful. A hand of applause is just signed, ladies and gentlemen. He's called Naps. He's been doing live painting for the last 5 years.
Sorry to interrupt, Rogers, but I wanted to take a moment and really thank you. What's your name again? Naso. It is a surprise that he made tonight. We didn't know about it. He came and started drawing. So the reason we brought him is to make sure that we really recognize your talent and expose. And anyone here outside, this is a talent we need to give you exposure. So thank you so much. I wish maybe you can say which university you are from, how people can contact you, people who are not in this room, because you have showed us that you can do so many things. Please feel free to, this is a platform. Tell us what's your ambition, and that's your time. It's not my time, it's not Celestine time, but this is you, please.
Yeah, anyway, I'm a graduate with a bachelor's degree in social work and social administration from Uganda. That's from a university called Islamic University in Uganda. Yeah, I offered social work, though this is a talent now. Yes. Yeah, those who would like to maybe connect with me or get to know how to draw, or those who are maybe, who want to be mentored or who need more skills, maybe you check on social platforms. I ever use NAPS Arts, that's NAPS, then Arts, ARTS. And then for those who would feel like contacting me on my contacts, maybe you can, you can also find me at Jenna House, and he's the CEO there. So I'm always there trying to teach the young ones on how to do the same. And those who feel like need to call me or you need to WhatsApp me, then my number is +256 70 704 74 99 70. Thank you very much.
Okay, Isaac team, please give him much exposure so that the outside world know about him, okay?
Just to add on a little bit, he's a social worker, so he's working with a nonprofit in Rwanda. He's working with us. He's training young people, children, how to draw and to develop more talent. That's what ISEC is all about. We're about global talent. We're about global citizens. Thank you very much, beautiful CEOs and executive directors. Now we are going to be taking on the group photo. Please don't go away. It's right here that we've organized for the group photo. And after this, Mr. Philip, we anticipated that we should have had one signature at least on that beautiful live painting from you. Please, please, let's have one.
You're not going to like it.
And the guest of honor. And the guest of honor, can we have a one signature from you, please? That would definitely be amazing.
I felt it is spoiling a very beautiful gift.
No. Those signatures are very as important as this event is been. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a hand of applause. They've done a great job. Now, right here, a guest of honor, please, and the whole team of our guests, please. And then, can we have the contestants and the finals, please, to join from behind to have this beautiful group photo with them, please. All of you come. Really quickly, because we want to save time. Please also bring your dummies. It's imperative. Please. Thank you very much. Yes? Beautiful. Now, to our cameramen, we want to do this really quickly. Please come on in, come on in. Young people, you know, of course you're not Miss, but the style. Yes. The essay contestants are also coming. Really quickly, please. Please. So that we save more time. They've just joined. Nice. Our cameraman. And the young people, you should get ready that your bonds shake around because we have one of the best DJ Kisses in the house. DJ Kiss, yes. So thank you very much, contestants. Now, our judges, can you join this team to have a quick one with our guests? Judges, please, really quickly. Nice. I've been part of this judging team, so I should be here. All right, thank you very much. Can we have the organizing team? All the people that we had here when Mr. Eric was saying that we would like to appreciate the people who were behind the scenes for this successful event. Please come. Please come. All of you come back. Please save time. Come back. Isaac, ICPA, Rwanda Stock Exchange. Please come back. Come back, all of you, please. All right. Nice. They're still coming? I think we are missing someone. Where's Jessica? Where's Jessica? Oh, she's come. Okay. I've been with her in different provinces, so of course. Man, we've been on the road with these ladies in all provinces, so. Okay. Please smile. Because being part of Capital Market University Challenge is a blessing. Eh? You miss him? All right, someone is hiding. Someone from ICPA is hiding. Please come. Yes. Nice. Amazing. If my cameraman is done, I would definitely. Now, can we have all the amazing people that have been part of the contesting of this Capital Market University Challenge. Please come. All of you come. If you feel that you've been part of this journey that we've been on as Capital Market University Challenge, please come. Heaiseka! Heaiseka! If all the Isekers in the house, you should join this picture. All of you should come. Well, I'm the first one on the podium. All of you come. DJ, play some music as they are coming. DJ, play some music as they are coming. Please, all the young people in the house, come. DJ, play some music as they are coming. Our protocol as we are towards our dinner. Please, protocol. I hope you've organized. Now it's going to be our protocol raising table by table to the dinner table. Okay? Please don't stand up if the protocol hasn't come to you to give you a go-ahead for that. Now, dear protocol, if we can start the process for our dinner and we start with our guests, please. Our beautiful protocol. It's going to be dinner time. DJ Kiss is in the house. It's a young people's event. You know, dancing is about disorganizing and organizing your body. Don't fail to dance to tonight's dinner. We have drinks. We have food. Please, don't hesitate to shake your body. Now, with the Isekers, we are understanding that you'll be having some roll calls in the house. Some roll calls, drum rolls. All right, let's do this.